dish, right? It's drier. Let's taste it. So fragrant. So fragrant. This is from H Mart. This is where I get my my herbs from. So you'll see some tricks about you can put these through the what's it called, the graters. I just don't like the slightly stemmier part. The green stem is okay. Once it gets purple, I don't like that part. So I want to get as much as I can off of this. We'll just go stem by stem. What's the rush? I want to talk to y'all about this beautiful thing called basil, Thai basil. I use this for this pork that we're about to make today. But then we also mix it with cilantro and mint for other dishes, right? Like we were doing some sort of wrap. Some sort of rice paper wrap. Some fresh herbs. Fuck out of here. Get all the way out of here. Nothing but fire. Off to the side so I can use this for the little video. So first things first is we're gonna get our mise en place ready. So some big leaves. Some of the smaller leaves. We're making a pretty big batch today, so I'm actually going to go through all of this Thai basil. The only thing is, right, it stays fresh for like 3 days. So if you're going to get this, you kind of need to have plans or make a big batch. And that way you can make it, refrigerate it, and it'll last you a week. Grass. Alright, that's the rest of it. So this is our batch now of Thai basil, picked basil. People will tell you use the back of your spooning technique. Use the back of your spoon. Use the back of the spoon. You're gonna avoid crevices as much as you can, but it's pretty much just scraping and you're peeling off the skin. See? This is how you get just the skin off, and you try to keep as much of your ginger intact, so you can get the most ginger into your dish. And get it on that crevice. Just for people that, you know, if ginger is intimidating, I am here to help you be less intimidated. Okay, so you see how this is getting easily cleaned. Get that skin off. I like to use if you use the inside of your spoon, you're just gonna scoop off a little more ginger. But I don't mind it. Yeah, that's how I can get into the crevices pretty easily. Remove these skins. The skin is just unpleasant. It's not super bad. Also, sometimes the skin will have blemishes, so it's easier. It's like, you know, it's cleaner. So once you clean it, you can use your ginger. If you're going to use it on like a stock or something, you cut it into chunks. I personally like to use, again, the food processor to mince my ginger. I can show y'all how to do it by, you know, using your knife. If you guys want to see some. And then we'll show you how it's just more time efficient to use your food processor. Did he say photos of my... Crazy. Okay. So, we have ginger. Okay. First part about ginger is ginger is actually very stringy, right? So if you cut ginger from end to end here, you can see inside. That is the same thing as like the muscle fibers that we were talking about. Ginger goes from this end to this end. So what you want to do is you're actually going to make little planks like this, right? Cut little straight planks from it. This one's a little thick, so I'm going to thin it out a little bit. So you can see I have 2 pieces of planks. Go planks here. We can go this thin. This thing is fine. This is how you cut everything that you're going to turn into sticks or turn into dice. Right, so you have these planks right here, like this. I'm cutting with the grain first. That was with the grain. So I have a lot of like strings going from end to end. Alright, so we have this. Now I'm gonna cut. So the sticks will be all long strands. This is how you would mince ginger. So now I have a bunch of sticks. See? A bunch of sticks. They're long. And then recenter it. And then try to lay them as flat as possible on top of each other. And then you just dice now. And you'll have little minced parts. So if you dice, I'm sorry, my camera is mounted, so one of the cameras will move, but if you dice, you can see I'm cutting all the grains, so all the pieces are really small. This is if you're gonna do raw ginger. If you're gonna put it in like a sauce, if you're gonna use it as like a topping, if you're not gonna add heat to it, if you're not gonna cook it, right? This is how you want to cut it. Nice and thin. It'll be subtle. And like if you look at how high it is on the knife, it's like this. It's pretty thin. Just finish that. Right, so I'm gonna keep working on it like that, and you'll have your minced ginger. It doesn't take very long to do, as long as you have the technique down, right? So 100 for 100, technique over recipe every time. Okay. So now we have our never scrape your board with your blade, but now we have our minced ginger. Okay. Now I need to have a lot because I'm making like 3 pounds of meat. So I'm gonna actually cut the rest of this. Just really simply, I'm gonna cut the rest of this into like 3 pieces, and then the important part. I'm cutting it in half. The important part is you gotta cut the strands. Don't let the be long strands. Okay, that's done. That's the main important part. Everything else, like the size and stuff, is whatever's, but you have to cut the strands, or else it gets stringy in the food processor. So useful. I'm telling you, this is like our second most important tool. Just so much. So we saw how much those couple of pieces took for mincing. We're gonna add the ginger into our food processor. There we go. We don't have to overwork it. We're not juicing ginger, but look, see? Because we chopped them, where it's not stringy. See how like nice it is? That's also minced. Saves you the trouble. This one's a little bit more crushed, just because it's getting mixed around recklessly. So it's a little harsher if you're gonna do raw foods with it. I do this when I'm cooking with the ginger, and again, if I'm gonna use raw ginger, and I want a nice softer flavor profile, then I'm gonna mince it with my knife, and a sharp knife, of course. But if you have to make a lot, there we go. Want to go through that. If you guys don't know, Larry David is my spirit animal, so a lot of my interactions in life are approached with Larry David in mind. It's like, this is definitely something Larry would get in trouble for, so we're not gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do a lot of garlic. All right. Chopped ginger is done, or chopped garlic is done. Chicken sandwiches. Self-plug, chicken sandwiches are in the YouTube channel. You think we got enough garlic, y'all? We got our bird chilies. Someone came into the channel and said they were a huge fan of Chip Buddy, even without. Okay, how spicy do I want this dish? Even without being drunk, they were just like, "That's just a good dish." I was like, "That's crazy," but the secret is apparently the malted vinegar. Really makes the flavors pop. The dish will have so much of it, or I'm gonna have so much of the dish. But just off the rip like this. I know you're crazy. I know you lying. Yeah, my cutting board's about to be spicy forever. This is why we cut the chilies last, people. Cut the chilies last. Or was it a Fresno? How did the dish come out? Situation to be in. Yeah. It's also hotels, they use slightly different knives too, so it's even more important to keep those sharp, or sharpen them more often. Also, I'm going to show you guys from an angle even more, but I use, when you're cutting, your safety tip is you want to tuck the tips of your fingers in, and you want to cut straight down, so that way if anything happens, like the blade isn't going into your fingers, and that's how you stay safe. So what I'm using is like my knuckle here. See, there's a gap. I'm using my knuckle to guide my knife a little bit more, and then as I get to the end, I don't have to worry so much about cutting myself because the blade isn't even close to my fingertips. I'm actually gonna keep these chilies, so we're gonna make the majority of it pretty mild, right? But then we keep some of this chili and add it to our dish if we really want to feel some extra heat. Don't touch anything after the chilies. But like, we got a good amount of chilies. Do we think this is enough? Krapow is actually a common dish in Thai. I think it has more popular than Pad Thai. You think it's more popular than Pad Thai? I hear Pad Thai isn't actually that big of a Thai dish. I gotta start making the rice. So it just makes everything a lot easier. If you guys are familiar with this brand, which you should be if you ever made any sort of sushi rice. They have this medium green brown rice that I'm a big fan of. I can just put it in the rice cooker, and it cooks in the white rice setting, which makes my life so much easier. Because I hate one of the things about bread rice, right? You have to plan so far ahead for brown rice, like so far ahead, it's ridiculous. I just want to have a rice dip. The smallest ginger ever. It's so annoying. Like, so small. Welcome back, G-Bit. Like, I don't know. They're going out of their way to troll at this point. Out of their way. Your knife work is literally beautiful. It made me want to go to class. Thank you. Now I'm gonna get self-conscious. I spent a lot of times working on knife skills. There was a lot of prep to be done most of my restaurant career for huge bulks. So, especially with onions, I used to cut so much onions. We had a French onion soup in one of my restaurants, and it was popular. And people loved the actual onions pieces, right? They didn't want to get grated or anything. So that's where we were. A ton of onions. You find some peace in a... Fish sauce. We have rock sugar. Did I get my wok pre-seasoned? No, I've been seasoning this wok. This one's just like one of those regular metal ones that they sell. Well, they sell it in Chinatown here. But it's a very generic wok, and just been adding over the years. Using it has been changing it. Okay, so now that it's hot, we're gonna add some oil and our onions first. This oil, I don't want to get to smoke point, so we're gonna add our ingredients quickly. And then along the lines of these onions, we're gonna add our chilies. Now we talked about we don't want the chilies. We don't want it to be crazy spicy. I don't want to cry right now. I've been using it for years now. Yeah, they're very durable. So I'm gonna go a little light. This is for my serving. Okay, pray for me. Pray for me. I'm telling you, back in the day, I used to be able to do heat. Not so much anymore. Not anymore. Now I suffer for like 3 days if I eat something that's too spicy. Yeah, it's great when I have it. Now, the good spice is when your forehead is sweaty. I don't want my forehead to sweat. I mean, it's inevitably is going to. It's already hot. A little more oil. We don't need too much. Our meats are gonna release some fat. Okay, we're back at it. Now I always have a towel. Ready, right? I feel like I've talked to y'all before about how to fold your towels. However you fold your towels, fold them the same way all the time. I fold them into a long strip with the side there, and then excuse me, I put it over my thumb, so I know it's not gonna fold away. covering my thumb, and then I use that to grab the wok so I don't burn myself. Alright, okay, so we have our onions, our chili. Oh! Woo! Alright. These are spicy chilies. I mean, they're already spicy, but these particular chilies, this batch that I got, ultra spicy. Ultra. And you can't tell me otherwise. Because I'm smelling. Alright, we're going to throw in a little ginger. Ginger first. And we're going to throw in some garlic. Once you throw in these two, these are the ones that, like, they don't need a lot of heat, right? I don't want to burn. I'm going to throw extra garlic because we're garlic fans here. So, as soon as you start, it just needs to feel a little heat. And those aromatics, you can smell them. And once you can smell them, that means we can do the ground beef, the ground pork. I need a wok. I'm using bird chilies, Thai chilies. I don't want to cool this pan down too much, so let me leave a well in the middle, because the middle is what's going to get hotter faster. And also, I don't want to have chunks of meat. Just radiating heat here, which is great. Hit it with a little bit of salt. I'm gonna do a little pepper. White pepper would be best, but I'm gonna get away with using a little fresh cracked black pepper here. Your main concern with pepper is you don't want to burn it, and because there's liquid in this, I'm not concerned about burning it. So you can hear that sizzle now. We're on the right track. Oh, nice. So now it's softening up. So that's why black pepper is a little harsher. Okay, when I'm here, I want to start hearing the sizzle again. As soon as I start hearing the sizzle again, I'm going to start adding the sauces to it. Which we have our sweet soy. Yeah, so I mean, it is the soaking in water process that they use to remove the skin is what gives a slightly milder flavor, but it's mostly just the skin difference that gives it the harshest flavor difference. But yeah, that's it. Shut the fuck up. All right, good. See, so now we're having this pool in the middle that's a mixture of water but also fat that's being rendered from the pork. So we're going to use this pool of fat to fry the leaves. But we have to wait for it to get really, really hot. And then it's going to release some water. We're keeping the meat on the side so that it doesn't keep cooking as fast, right? If it keeps cooking, we're going to have dry proteins. And gosh, that's in the side. I don't like dry protein. Unless it's meant to be dry. Unless like a jerky. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, well, that's my go-to when I hear something shocking. No. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with what you said. I love it. I just wasn't expecting it. I was not. That is definitely a reaction that I have too. And it always makes me laugh. looks kind of yummy. Your mouth is watering, you just ate. Let's go. That's 100% what I aim. Strive for every single time. You want to have the most fire content, and that's the one that makes you hungry. Does that feel a little blurry? Let's see. Maybe we can get it even sharper. Do I finish the meal prep? No, I just gotta sear the beef for my meal prep, and then I'm done. But I'm gonna be doing the presentation for this dish, so this one's the one that we're gonna finish. This one's the one that we're gonna do on screen. All right, now you can see that sizzle. That's the important part. That's what I want. That's that water trying to get out of the oil as fast as possible. It's hot enough. And then we're gonna throw some of these leaves in there. You can hear the sizzle. There we go. That's what we want. We want that popping. Get that popping. See if the leaves are shiny. I want to get some of these sounds first. It smells so good in here. I love all of these aromatics so much. Okay. So now we start mixing. Okay, and then we hit it with the sauces. So the sauces are we're gonna do some sweet soy. We're gonna do some light soy. Yeah, this is salty, right? So fish sauce. So we want to always balance this the sodium. There's a couple pieces of rock salt, and I'm gonna add some water too. The procedure is supposed to be chicken stock, which I like chicken stock. Remember, we don't make huge batches of chicken stock unless I'm doing a soup for the week. Ooh, that's our rice right on time. But what I do like to do is we do a little bit of water, and we use better than bouillon. You know the pan is hot. You know the pan is hot. Okay, we want to let that the rock sugar dissolve a little bit, which will sweeten it up, and then we finish it with the umami with a tablespoon of yeah, it's been 12 years now. No, 13. Holy crap! Yeah, 13 years. Thank you so much. All right. So this is where we're at now. It's not a soupy dish, right? It's drier. Let's taste it. See what we gotta adjust it. You know, it's always important. Always important to taste. Oh God, it's so good. Oh God, it's so spicy. Oh my goodness. Woo! I'm gonna need some water. Oh, holy hell! Oh my God! Woo! Okay, I can do this. Why did I put so much chili in here? What's wrong with me? This is definitely Thai spicy. Why did nobody warn me? Oh God. that I was being. Wow, you can see. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my god. We'll crack an egg right on there. All right, so this is the part that's important. Sorry, give me a second. This is the part that's important. You want to go around the egg yolk, egg whites as much as possible. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna help you. Once we turn on the stove. Help control the egg white a little bit better. And that way you can have a better looking egg. And this is our brown rice. Look at that. Look how fluffy. Hell yeah. Had to get the perfect middle. Oh my! Oh, hold on. Runny goodness. All right, okay, hold on. All right, let's see what's up. Look at it. Krapow. It's so, oh my god. Everybody wants to try some? I'll share. Just know that this is spicy. Oh my. So much flavor. Oh boy. Just silence, I don't know. Just silence and enjoy me. I can't, I'm high-fiving 15-year-old me through time-space continuum that we learned how to make this. Oh my god. Woo! Golly. Clean play crew. Cheers. Absolute success. I can't recommend this dish enough. It's so good. So simple and so good.
Thanks for hanging out. Catch you next time.